Well, let me tell you something, brother. This might be the best OG Kush I've ever had. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. You just said a mouthful, brother. I'm higher than helicopter, but listen though, Hulkster. Younglurch has been running his mouth on that podcast. Blaze the Bingo Hall podcast needs to show some respect to the veterans, brother. I say we run in there and show Younglurch and his guest just exactly who the OGs of this game are, What you gonna do, Blaze the Bingo Hall podcast, when the Macho Man and the Hulkster run wild on you? Ooh, yeah. Give me like 10 minutes, though, because I'm really, really stoned. Oh, yeah.
Welcome in another episode of Blaze the Bingo Hall with your boy Younglurch. Today we have a special episode like we always do. He is Mr. Too Sweet, the Liberator, Don Kuzan. What's up, Don? How you doing, brother?
I appreciate you, Younglurch, having me on your show, on your podcast. I'm feeling too sweet.
Yes, too sweet. Let me get a little too sweet. Give you up, little too sweet. Yes, yes. How you doing today, man? I appreciate you for stopping by the Bingo Hall, blazing it with your boy Younglurch. You know, Don is a big wrestling fan. For anyone who does not know him, he is also a rapper, a rock band frontman, all-around music artist, fellow podcaster himself. So I'm very excited about this episode. We're gonna have plenty to talk about, anywhere from wrestling, cannabis, boxing, mixed martial arts. We're gonna lay it all out there. So yeah, man, I appreciate you for coming by. Let's start with where you're based out of. Where are you at? Where's your home base for you?
So I'm from PG County.
Okay. Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland. Yeah. I was born in DC. I ain't one of those, like, people, they be like, oh yeah, I'm from DC. They was just born in DC, but they ain't grow up in DC. I never grew up in DC. So I'm from Maryland. You know what I'm saying? I was born in DC, but I'm from Maryland. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've always just been in the PG County area. I've always lived there. Went to school here. I went to college at Frostburg up in Western Maryland.
Western Maryland. Yeah.
That was an experience.
That's a culture shock, right? That's a culture shock from DC.
Bro, like
PG.
That joint changed everything. That definitely like put a perspective on a lot of different things though, like my music, me as a person. That's a lot of stuff. So like it was needed though. I feel like I'm the kind of person where like I do need to like every once in a while go and just
expand.
And just be around stuff I'm uncomfortable with at first.
Yeah.
And then find my comfortability within that shit. And then like I come back, I'm like, all right, I got a new layer of knowledge now. You feel me? Yeah.
Yeah, that's always good, is like putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, because when you put yourself in uncomfortable situations, that's how you grow. Mm-hmm. Because if you're not uncomfortable, then you're complacent. And if you're complacent, then you're dying. Like, sorry, I know we're getting deep. We're getting deep in the first 3 minutes, but yeah, man, that's that's
it's the truth, bro.
But that's awesome. Yeah, Frostburg, I'm familiar with the Western Maryland area. Hagerstown, I lived there for about 6-7 years. Yeah, 6-7 years or so. Yeah. I'm in Martinsburg, West Virginia now, which is not too far from Hagerstown. So yeah, I've been all up Cumberland, Frostburg. I've worked out that area. I know exactly all LaVale, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Those some deep cuts right there.
Yes.
College lore right there.
Yeah. I used to knock doors for a living. So in my early 20s, I was selling energy deregulation. So we would knock doors all over Maryland, Virginia, DC, Ohio, and Western Maryland was some of our good money out there, because you know how it is out there, slower pace. We go out there, just wreck shop, you know what I mean? Sell them up, do what we got to do. But PG County, that's where you're from. Your dad is from Jamaica and your mom is from Annapolis.
Yeah.
So how does having a parent from another country, a country that's heavily influenced by music, how does that play into your music? Do you have any type of pull or influence from that?
Yeah, for sure. I guess the one biggest thing about like my dad, and even both of my parents really, but my dad too, is just like their optimism, in the sense of like my father always had like crazy optimism. Like he came from his home country to this country. You know what I'm saying? He didn't become a citizen to this country until way later, until I was like probably like 13. So like, you know what I mean? Like my dad just always was just like, bro, you can try this. You can do this. Like nothing's ever any little bit of like fame or recognition I ever gotten in my music, even at a young age, I go back and tell him, he's like, yeah. And like, you know, I'm not even surprised because I just expect, like, I know that, like,
yeah,
I guess just like his optimism rubs off in my music and that it makes you feel like you can be what you want to be. Like it's anything it's anything you want to be, for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah,
that's a strong mindset.
Yeah, because he did a lot, man. My dad been through a lot. Like, you know, my dad, he grew up in he was born in the late 50s. So like, you know what I mean? Like he grew up like, you know, my dad kind of old. You know what I'm saying? I love him. It pops. I'm not saying no bad things, but he got a lot of wisdom.
I know my grandpa is like 47. I think he was born in. So yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, he been through a lot. So I think through what he's been through and what it's taught him is just taught him to like, bro, if I made it through that, I can make it through anything. Like you got to be, the optimism is just limitless, like of what you can do. Like I can do anything. Like, and that definitely rubbed off down on me for sure.
So you would say he's definitely supportive of you and your music career then? That would be,
both of my parents are. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Back in the day, for the OG people that know, look, when I started making music, I was influenced heavily by the Odd Future shit. Because like I'm a man who really enjoys his, like I love my friends, bro. Like if you in my friend group, y'all know, like, and even my group now that I rep, TSK, the Too Sweet Clique. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
We just, it's just so much community. I've always had community growing up. So like my people would just always be so supportive. Like I'm one of the dudes grew up making music in my parents' basement. You know what I'm saying? So they was always having my friends over. Like my spot became the hangout spot. My mother was so supportive that like she would make quesadillas for the whole group.
Hell
like
yeah.
handmade from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Oh, making egg rolls. Oh, I make like meals, man. We was in the basement for hours, but we made hits down there, or at least we thought they was hits at the time. But like my mother was so supportive, my dad was so supportive, but they also know like people, like especially kids, like when you're younger and with the right amount of bad influence, you can get distracted, and that distraction can set you back. And my mother and my father never wanted me to be set back ever. So I know at that point they probably looked at it as a double sword thing. Like, okay, he's actually getting good, he's enjoying it, but also like it's keeping him safe. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's keeping his people's safe, you know, around him because they coming over there too. You know what I mean? But
that's what I'm saying. They're giving you that safe space to allow you to have that creative outlet versus being out doing something bad or, you know, in the streets or, you know, what have you. Like, hey, at least he's here. At least his friends are here and they're doing something positive. You know what I mean? So that's good. They gave you that outlet and that space, because some people could be like, oh, I don't want all these people over my house or music. I'm sure it was loud.
You're late.
I'm sure
and we're loud. You hear me? I'm loud. Like, I'm loud enough. But I guess they got used to that because, like, I live there. So, like, you know, if they can handle me, they can handle anybody saying something. You know what I mean? But no, man, I tell my parents all the time, like nowadays, because, like, now I'm starting to make some money off certain shows and stuff like that. I tell them, I'm like, man, I appreciate y'all, like, just being like, bro, you know what I mean? Like, I believe in you, do your thing. Because, like, of course, I know, like, you know, we get day jobs. We get, you know, we got to do stuff to fund the dreams. Yeah. And I always made sure that I had that secured too. So, like, you know what I mean? Like I said, I went to school, But, like, still, they never downplayed my music. They never made it feel like it's not a thing that could be a thing. They never, you know what I mean? And I always thank them for that, because that shit help you keep going, bro. This industry, you appreciate it out this bitch.
When you have that support and you have people that are riding for you and they're there for you, it makes you keep going, because when you have that self-doubt and that shit creeps in on you, it's easy to say, you know what, I'm just going to pack it up and go home. But I can't. You know why? Because I got mom, I got my people, I got this person, all these people riding for me. So I can't give up on them. So that grind, that like you said, you might have to get a day job. You might have to do what you got to do to make ends meet. That's life. And that's the grind.
Exactly.
And that's a lot of the part that, like, people don't see, that behind the scenes. They might see, you know, oh, you know, Don's performing here, Don's doing this, Don's on this show, Don's doing that. But hey, how does Don get there? Don has to grind like everybody else. So some people don't see that. So growing up though, were you always into music?
I think I was always into like being like in front of people. I like performing. I think my strongest thing about me is that I like to perform, and I think through that it grew into making music because like when I was a kid, my mother, true Marylander, bro. She in the crabs, so she always threw like little parties at the crib with the crabs. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And she would only invite the women in our family, and she would only invite like the friends of the women in the family. So they would just eat crabs, and like anybody, you know, me, I was just like I was a kid. I was probably like, how old was I? Probably like 8. Like, and I'm upstairs. I'm like, oh, so many people downstairs because it's loud. They're playing music and all that. I'm like, I want to be down there. I want to like, so I would go down there. I'd ask my mom, oh, let me do something. So each year I would do something. Like, I remember I was in grade school. I played trombone. I go down there. I'm playing trombone and shit. Like, you know, in front of them. I used to try to dance like Michael Jackson for just anything to just be in front of them. I think through that, like then I grew up. I got older, and in high school I got asked to do the talent show. I was like, nah. I was like, man, I'm gonna make a band. I make it like a little small band. We did a cover song, Black Sabbath song.
Okay.
You did what song was it? I can't even think of it right now. But
maybe like
a
Black Sabbath or something.
It was the other one. It wasn't Iron Man. It was another one.
War Pigs.
Probably War Pigs. It was probably War Pigs. But so we did that, and then after that, I was just like, I don't know, man. I was like, anything to get back on stage. I like people look that shit doesn't make me nervous. I don't know. Like I learned that at a young age.
You
like,
thrive.
Yeah, people staring at me, people like the light on me. Like this shit is like I don't know. It just gives me more energy. So like then I just started developing like rapping. I listened to a lot of MF Doom. That's when I started listening to Doom around that time. And I heard like Mad Villainy. And I was just like, bro, I'm gonna just be a rapper. And then from 14 on that, I was just rapping and just having it ever
That's
since.
what I was gonna ask. So you've been making music since you're 14. Is that when you think that you started like you said, oh, I want to be a rapper, or you started like I'm gonna take it serious, or was that when you decided to just start the creative flow or outlet for yourself?
Shoot. That's a good question. I don't think I don't think I really started taking it too serious to like, oh, I'm a rapper until like maybe like as I was leaving college, maybe. Cause like for the longest time, it was just the music became because I wasn't getting shows. Like I got shows in high school. Like around the time I was graduating high school, it's like 17. But like nobody came to them jumps. So it's just like, but I still performed as if it was a bunch of people.
Yeah,
but
I did getting them reps.
Exactly. Getting them like learning what to do, mistakes and stuff like that, you know, trial and error. But like I didn't get the energy from the people yet until like there was this show I did. I was a junior in college, and me and my friend, was I a junior or a senior? I was either junior or senior in college. My friend Big Boss Purple, shout out Big Boss Perp. He was my roommate in college, and we went to a Xavier Wolf concert in DC. And leading up to that, I had to perform at like this like underground show, and there was a lot of people there, and it was like a lot of people were fucking with my set. And I did this song called Road Running. At the time, it was like one of my better songs. Like had more play. I was just like, damn, hold up, motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because like even like I didn't really take the whole rapping thing that much serious when I was younger, because I was changing my name a lot too. I had a lot of different names. I was switching my names and shit like a lot. Like I was just like, you know, I was really just dropping songs, bro. I wasn't even really caring about like telling a story or even like trying to convey anything. I was just trying to get out expression, just like flowing.
Just
flowing,
like,
just
to have outlet to get some sort of out there.
Exactly.
So you mentioned a few artists there. What influences would you say are in your music as far as from music? I mean, I know you have influences outside of music like wrestling and things like that, but who inside of music would you feel like you are influenced by?
So like a lot of the music I listened to growing up, so music that like influenced me, I feel like my style doesn't really reflect the music of the people I listened to growing up, but like I would say like in terms of like my style, it's definitely influenced by just like that gritty underground sound. So like a lot of Xavier Wolf, a lot of like Chris Travis. I would say the way that they took over in like 2014, that inspired me as an artist because they were doing so many shows, the way they performed, the energy, those techniques that I like downloaded that shit subconsciously and I didn't even realize it and I'm using it now. Like so it's definitely inspiration from them. But I would say big inspirations to me, like just and also just shit that I listen to is like Doom, a lot of the underground rap from back in the day, so like Quasimodo. Just a lot of 5Ds, like a lot of like really like you gotta search the Japanese beat maker. I'm gonna butcher his name, but Nujabes used to listen to him. Crazy, just like I don't know. They definitely sparked my creativity to say a lot. Doom sparked my creativity to say a lot because he's putting so many like references, but he's also just stretching a lot of lines too. And I feel like I do that in certain songs as well. So
do you feel like you hear like certain names that someone will say, oh, you sound like this, or you sound like that, or you remind me of this. And I think I don't know if you do or not, but some artists I feel like kind of take offense to that because you want to sound like I want to sound like me. I want to sound like this, but I don't think it's in a way of like tearing someone down, comparing you to them, but like I feel like when I hear your music, there's a couple, at least two that stick out to me for sure that I feel like you sound like. Flatbush Zombies a little bit. And I don't know if you're familiar with them. It's a rock band or a metal band called Har, but they spell it different.
Never heard of them.
I'll have to put you on with them and say, I have to send you their stuff. They've performed at like I don't know if it was Warped Tour or one of those, and I've seen them perform live. And they rap and it's like rap and rock mixed together. So that's why it reminds me of you, because you have that combination that you pull from both worlds. And not only are you a rapper, but you're in a rock band. Shout out to Analog Hour.
Yes.
That is your rock band.
Yes.
And that's new for you, that band?
So yeah, new to y'all. Okay. It's old to me because like I tried to form this band like in like 2021 maybe. We had a different guitarist back then. But like around that time, like my rap career was actually starting to get a little bit better. Like because I was like starting to get more shows. I went to LA for the first time to perform with my man Big Boss Perp for his set. And then that shit just kind of like started triggering like an event where I just started performing a lot of places. Like I performed in New York too, like just different places. So like I had to tell the guys, I was like, bro, I literally have no time. So like I didn't try to hold them up. I was like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry.
You want to be all in on it if you're going to dedicate something, your time to it.
Yeah. But I was like, I told him this, I said, this is a goal of mine that I've always wanted to do. Like even like before rapping. So I'm like, if y'all stick with me, I promise you, I will figure it out. You just gotta give me some time to get hold of my schedule. And my one friend who's a guitarist, he left the band. We left amicably, no bad, nothing. He just was just like, I don't think I really want to be a musician anymore. And you know what I mean? We understood definitely. Other bandmate, he was the drummer before. Just life, you know what I mean? So it's like we understood. But years passed, I thought about it more because I could never get out of my head. I always wanted to do a band, like, and I felt like as I kept going up in music, I started meeting more people who were doing bands, and it just reinforced that I wanted to do it even more. You know what I mean? So
it's always in the back of your head, like something kept telling you to come back to it. Like,
literally, bro, like gnawing at me. So then eventually I'm like, all right, bet. And then I found 2 more members. And then we became the Analog Hour version 2 because the name was always the same.
Okay.
But like we became Analog Hour version 2, and we had our first show like getting booked as a band on Labor Day. Memorial Day. It was great.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was great show. And I love it.
I'm over here slacking. Let me go.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh shit! You got the. Oh shit! Yeah, man. Her son Sherm, down there at the bottom, the guitarist. Her son, he on my right. We got Bubba sitting down on the left. Love those guys, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the Analog Hour.
You need the
Version
ECW
2,
shirt.
not to be confused with V1. Not
Yeah,
that hard
yeah,
either.
yeah. Not to be confused now. Not to be no. But you saw me in ECW shirt. I don't play around.
Yes.
Catch
We
me.
got you. Look, we got you right here.
Catch me.
The champ,
Oh, yeah.
baby. ECW champ, baby. Hold it down. Hold it down. But so in your band, you're the front man. Do you play any instruments?
I don't. I can like bullshit on guitar. Like I can add like, but I'm not like I need to learn. I need to sit down and learn. Like I own a guitar. You know what I'm saying?
Don't know how to play it though.
I'm saying like I have a drum set here, so like I want to like because we practice at my house, so like I want to like use these tools to get me, you know, redefined and learning another artist because it's never too late to learn some skills. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, I don't. Nah, I'm just I sing, I rap, I'm the front man, I'm the energy guy, I'm the get off your feet, I'm all of that, you know. You know what I'm saying?
How would you describe your style of music though? Because clearly you have it's rap, rock. You're not really defined by one genre. And I think that even just with those two, like I'm sure there's more that you probably want to get into. Maybe not, but how would you describe your music?
Bro, it's liberating, bro. It's liberating sounds. Like all day long, you live your mundane life. We all live a mundane life sometimes, and it gets stale, bro. It's nothing that makes me want to just be like really viciously just feel energy. Let out the raw aggression of a mundane lifestyle. And that's what liberating music is. You know what I mean? It comes in two forms. It comes in punk and it comes in rock, you know? It's rap rock, it's underground rock, it's punk rap rock. It's very liberating sounds, you know what I mean? Like it's freer music, bro. Cause I just get tired of that. I've always been the guy that like when I hear music that I really crank with, you always know I'm cranking. You can see me getting, you know what I mean, getting active, you know, and it's like, I don't know. I guess some of that too just comes from like the theatrics and like just the overall just flair of wrestling or professional wrestling too. Cause like I treat my rap like wrestling, like as if I'm a wrestler going up the ladder, you know what I mean? Like when I do a song with another person, that's a collab, that's a tag team. I'm in a little tag team right now. I'm in a stable right now with TSK. When I do interviews, I get like this. I get a little up. My tone, voice switches up. I might say this. I might say that. I say the same things over and over again. You know what I mean? Because that's what they do. That's what they've done. Like they turn that switch on in their head, and then like I just
turn it up
that to my music. You feel me? And that's, you know, it goes hand in hand. So it's liberating music, man. Liberating sounds, you know, from the liberator.
Wrestling's definitely influenced your music. As I just pulled up the picture of you with the heavyweight title. You know, are the rest of your like bandmates and guys you rap with, are they into music? I mean, are they into wrestling that like you are? Because we talked about this beforehand. Like, not everyone understands like when you're probably at the level of fandom like we are. You know, I mean, when you're hardcore, your balls deep. Like, not everyone gets it, and they're like, "What is going? Like, what are you talking about?" You know? Do you feel like there's a lot of some of the people? They're like, if maybe you're trying to put like a certain bar into a song, and you're like, "What does that mean?" You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure you probably have had that, right?
Yes. So it's varying. It's through varying degrees. So like there are certain people through both my band and my I was about to say wrestling stable. That's crazy. My band, my rap collective that like, and just people in my life that like they get it and they don't, and some get some of it and some don't. I will say in raps, I try to keep it very like easy,
casual.
Yeah, like simple shit like
Stone Cold or so, you know, somebody
stunner, like I usually like to say stuff like Edge with a spear, like I might pull up like Edge with a spear, like, you know, something like that. Like you can visualize that as a wrestling fan because Edge, the way he even does the spear, he's charging at people, you know, catches them off balance, he catches them off guard usually, like shit like that. But like varying degree, I geek out with some of my bros, like my man Bubba, my drummer in my band. He's into wrestling. I remember like the recent shit with R-Truth. When R-Truth got fired, he was like the first dude to text me. He's like, "Bro, I can't believe this!" Like, I'm like, yeah, I know, bro. Like, so like it's just through varying degrees. Even like my man Perp, he like he knows some stuff about wrestling, but it's not like his thing. You know what I mean?
He's not knowing the behind the scenes stuff. What's going on? Yeah, he's not keeping up with that kind of stuff.
Not too much. He learning it through me. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I learned stuff through him and he learning stuff through me for real.
That's always fun too. When you're bringing someone in that they're like showing him just some interest and you're able to like put them on with certain shit. And you're like, all right, I get to mold you. I get to put my influences on your ass. Like I get to put you on with what I would put you on with.
My girl, man. I do that with my girl because I got her. Because like when my girl first we started dating, she was just like on that line of, you know how people, oh, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake. So I'm like, listen. So you gotta understand the stageness of it, but you gotta understand that shit happens, bro. And you gotta understand that when that shit happens, it happens.
On the fly.
So I showed her the shit where motherfuckers breaking their leg, the motherfuckers nose, all of that. And I'm like explaining to her, showing her the things about the business. She's like, oh my God, so much more respect. My dad is a wrestling fan now, which I don't know how that happened. Out of nowhere it happened. Bro, we be watching the pay-per-views and shit now. We went to a TV taping of SmackDown this year on Valentine's Day, actually, on Friday Night SmackDown. My dad went. His favorite wrestler is LA Knight and Cody Rhodes, man. My dad is crazy right now. Yeah, he loves
LA Knight from Hagerstown,
Hagerstown. Bro. I know. I told my dad. He was like, what?
Yeah, that's dope. That's cool when you can bring somebody into it that wasn't, you know, kind of maybe on the fence or something like that. Same thing like me and my girl, like she's getting into like the deathmatch scene and the hardcore shit that I'm into and independence and stuff. And then even my son, like he's watching like WWE and stuff like that. So it's cool to kind of watch them get into it. But then it's like, you're still like, oh, I'm watching all this shit. You know what I mean? I'm watching everything. But you brought up the TSK, which is the Too Sweet crew, which is right here.
The Click.
Too Sweet. Oh, my bad. Too Sweet Click. My bad. My bad. Click. Yes. But yeah, Too Sweet Click. That's everybody right there.
That's like so. Look, we have a running joke where we can never get everybody in the same picture, but that right there is pretty much everybody minus A-Rob, our videographer.
Okay,
but that's pretty much everybody. Like that's everybody.
So is that like what is that a group of? Is that a rap group? Are you guys just are you guys all wrestling fans? Is that something you came up with, that term, the Too Sweet Click? Or
I came up with the term because so a lot of those guys either we had knew beforehand or like we've met in the recent, like in the past like 3 to 4 years. And some of them, like I went to school with, like my man Mono Oceans. He went to Frostburg with me. We graduated the same year. We were also the same major too, so we had classes together and shit too. So like we know each other a long time. But like I was just doing shows. I was on another good just summer of just doing shows, and I'd be at the shows with like so much of like it just grooves with so many people start coming. I'd just be like TSK. I would just walk around being like TSK, because I was already throwing up the Too Sweet. I was already saying Too Sweet during my shows and putting it in my music. So then I was just like TSK. And eventually like it just started sticking. People started being like, oh, who's the TSK thing? Like, what's that? And then I was just like, bang. And then, it never was really nothing where I was like, hey guys, we're going to make a group and da-da-da-da-da. Nah, it was just like, these people are
organically.
Literally, they were already like people I collaborated with, you know what I mean? Making music with. So like, yeah, it just made sense for real. And then to slap something on it and organize it just a little bit because it formed organically. So
that's always the best way, is when something's organic and then you're able to kind of like capitalize on it or make something out of it. And when I heard the name, obviously I picked up on it right away. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I love it. You know what I mean? Too Sweet Click, so if those who know, you get it. You know what I'm saying? But,
I'm saying.
Yeah. Not just wrestling, you are also, now I don't know anything about this, so you're going to have to school me, but you're a big anime fan from what I can tell, right? Okay, And then let me ask this, because I don't know what I'm talking about, right?
Okay.
Your last name, Kuzan, that's
Kuzan.
a play, Kuzan, sorry. That's a play off of some sort of anime, right?
It's from One Piece.
Okay.
It's from One Piece.
School me, I don't know.
So my rap name is Kuzan Ice. So my IG became Don Kuzan because I'm also really big into mafia movies and stuff like that.
Same.
Like my favorite show is.
I wish I could show you. I got Goodfellas shit all over here.
Oh,
yeah, man. Goodfellas Casino.
I love Casino. Yes, Casino. A very good one that I don't feel like people talk about it, but I don't feel like they talk about it as much as it being a mob movie like they should.
It's one of those ones that you watch and you watch it. Not every time, but you watch it 10 times, right? And I feel like you'll feel 10 different ways about it sometimes if you look at it from different angles, because there's so much going on. And you're like, all right, I'm gonna look at it from Ace's angle, or I'm gonna look at it from Nikki's angle, or I'm gonna look at it from Ginger's angle. And then you're like, fuck, who do I fuck with? Who do I not fuck with? You're like, so I love that movie.
Dude, that ending scene with Nikki and his brother.
Yes, oh my god, bro. If that don't break your heart, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's a good one. Goodfellas, all that stuff. Departed, like I love those types of movies too.
But
Untouchables, you into that?
Yeah, that's the Al Capone joint.
Yes.
I'm shocked, man. I love my mafia movies. So that's why I put the Don thing there. So mind you, this is before even like me knowing that I was going to be starting some TSK-ness, because now people have been calling me like the Dawn of the TSK. So like that shit just happened by itself.
Organically.
You know I'm telling you, bro. So like so my rap name is Kuzan Ice. Like when you search me online on all streaming places, it's Kuzan Ice. Kuzan space and then Ice. But yeah, Kuzan is from One Piece. He's a character from One Piece. Very tight character. The show One Piece is just fire. He's one of my favorite characters. So I decided to just take his namesake. And I put the ice on there because he has ice powers too. So you know what I mean? And yeah, man.
I feel like that anime is also one of those things like wrestling. Like if you're hardcore, the ins, the outs, all this, and like I'm kind of like the casual, or not even a casual. Like I don't watch anime at all. I don't know anything really about it. I know like Dragon Ball Z and shit like that. But
for everybody, I always say that everybody knows Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, everybody knows Dragon Ball Z.
That's why it's the GOAT.
I know I've seen like I had a couple buddies of mine try to put me on like One Punch Man. I've watched a couple of those episodes.
You might fuck with that. You might fuck with that.
Shit like that.
You might.
But that's so. I'm glad that you brought the Mafia stuff up, because my next question is: are you a big Sopranos fan? Because I seen on your story the other day you had the box cassette.
Yeah, I do.
Sitting right there, and I said, "Oh, he's a Sopranos guy. We're bringing that one up." So
you want to know what's so funny about that? I'm so much of a Sopranos fan. Like, I love the show. I watched my girl when we started dating. Made her watch it. She watched it. So much so that box set is hers. She bought that from the thrift store. She's got a tattoo of Tony Soprano on her body, bro. Like
she's dedicated.
Bro, we watched that show. Like I've watched that show so many times on my own. Like I watched it like maybe twice on my own. Then when we started dating, I said, "Hey, I want to put you onto this show called Sopranos. I think you'd be into it," because she has some Italian in her as well. So like she says phrases and stuff to like her grandma and stuff like that. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Who know? I don't know shit. I don't know nothing. You feel me? I'm on the other side. You know what I'm saying? But so like we started watching it and instantly she was hooked. We watched it. We both got sick with COVID. We watched it again while being sick with COVID. Like we watched the shit out of that show. We love it. So much so, like I said, she bought those box sets. She has the season 1 and season 2 box set. She got it from the thrift store. She's an avid thrifter too.
Yeah.
So man. Man.
Sopranos is dope. That's cool being a thrifter too. I like going to thrift stores here and there. My wife, she's always going to thrift stores and picking up all kind of stuff. And you never know what you could find. I'm also a big proponent of physical media. I have tons of like wrestling DVDs over here underneath my stand for my TV. So it's like, especially like I talked about this on a previous episode with Thomas Newcomb, the owner of Strasbourg Flea Market. But when they're dubbing over the music and their entrances, it's like it's like like especially like ECW and shit like that. It's like this is fucking. It's like, and I feel like sometimes like if I watch Peacock, I don't pick up on it right away. Like I watch like or like YouTube, they have a 24/7 WCW channel now, and they'll have like Psycho Sid coming out. I'm like sitting there for a second, and I'm like, the fuck song is this? Like we ain't never never heard this song before. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, oh, this is that fucking dub shit that they just put over top the, you know what I mean? Because the copyrights and shit.
Copyright,
but like,
they don't get it gone. Yeah.
Like, damn, man. But, you know, if you can get your hands on physical media, that's, you know, I guess that's the only way you're going to be able to combat that, you know? So, but let's talk about ECW. ECW seems like it was your shit from what I can see and what I can get grasp about you. I mean, you got the title, you know, was ECW your go-to when you got into wrestling?
I would say not really. Like,
okay.
Yeah. Like, I would say wrestlers from ECW. Yes. That's how it started. But I wouldn't say like I know a lot of the key history like points in the company, but I wouldn't say I like was like avid like, oh, I need to see every episode, because like there's some ECW wrestlers that I'm like, they're not necessarily my cup of tea. But though I get but I get their success. You feel what I mean? I get how they could be other people's cup of tea. You know what I mean? It's all about what you like and your style. You know what I mean? Yeah. Obviously, a big one for me was RVD. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. No, shout out to RVD. I don't know if you heard about him recently, but he's having a kid.
What?
He's 54 or 55.
I'm shocked.
And guess what? Wow. You know what I mean? Like
who's the? Is Katie the? Is Katie the mother?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Shout out to them. Congratulations. And I feel like everything happens for a reason. And you know, Sabu just passed away, which was his best friend, and he's like. Almost like people were saying in the comments when he broke the news on his live, they were saying like that Sabu's going to be the reincarnation of his kid.
Oh my God. That thought just popped in my ass. My eyes just lit up like that as you were saying that. And not brush it like that.
Yeah, like it's like I said, everything happens for a reason. And I feel like he also said like her want for it was a lot stronger than his diswant for it. But hey, man.
And through that and another moment, a child was born, bro.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy how how life works like that. But to talk about some of your favorite ECW wrestlers like RVD, who else were some of your favorites?
I like. Okay, these are some are going to be kind of random. I love Sabu. I love Justin Credible. I thought Justin Credible. I feel like if the cup, when Justin Credible was really getting the push. You know, and he's one of the reasons I was happy I got this belt, because he held this exact type of belt. You know what I mean? And like, I feel like when he was coming up, the company was crashing. Like it was already about to be done. So he didn't really get enough shine really at the top. And by the time his contract went over to WWE and he became with the X Factor and shit, it wasn't. Vince wasn't looking at bro like how Heyman was looking at bro. You know what I mean? So like it didn't resonate well, but I love them. Taz was another one because I'm also a big fan of that style of like suplex wrestling. Those type of wrestlers are usually like some of my favorite wrestlers. And I liked it. I like the grittiness of it. The black towel coming out is a very symbolic just entrance, and it's just like I love it.
Gets you
orange.
Hype.
Orange is also my favorite color, so you know
same.
What I mean? You know? Oh, that's a stop.
Yes. I'm from Baltimore, so Orioles, all that. Always around orange. It's just you can see it in my logo. Like, yeah, that's cool. Did you watch any of the New Breed ECW like later on, like when they revamped it? And
it was ass. You can say it.
Yes. It was ass. It was ass.
Listen, I just want to say something. The 2006 ECW had a chance. But as I got older, I found out shit happened behind the scenes that prohibited it from being.
Vince never wanted it to be successful.
Vince never. So it was already doomed to fail. But that 2006 ECW still had like a version of this belt. It wasn't this exact one because it had the purple lettering, but it had a version of this belt. It had a chance, bro.
Yeah,
it did some dumb shit. Like bring Big Show over there for no reason. I understood that like the roster lacked depth. and you needed to bring people and that, but you didn't have to bring. You brought like damn near all WWE over there, right?
Yeah, at that point they had already brought in like all those guys from WWE where it was just so saturated, where it was like this is so phony, like it's never good. Like the one night stands were good, and then when they went to the show, it was just like terrible. And by the time they brought Big Show in, they were trying to like revitalize something. Although I will say I did like that Big Show run, that version of Big Show, just because he was nasty.
He was actually being what he was supposed to be.
Yes. Versus being like, oh, he's a bad guy this week, he's a good guy this week, he's a bad, you know what I mean, going back and forth with him all the time. So yeah, I feel like.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Oh, I will say there are some bright points that came out of that ECW for me. We got CM Punk. You know what I'm saying? He had a cool run through there. We had. This is another good take. John Morrison. That was a good run when he had the ECW title and he was beefing with Punk. That was a good feud. There was some shit where it could have been
Kevin Thorne, even though that was a slap in the face to him. Because I don't know if you remember, he was Mordecai. You remember Mordecai? Yeah. So Mordecai, he got into a bar fight with someone when they were out drinking and fucked somebody up pretty bad to where this guy sued. And Kevin Thorne was on, or Kevin, I can't remember what the hell his last name is. He was on the cusp of that Mordecai shit. That's why when he got called up, they squashed him, got rid of him, sent him back down to OVW because they had to pay out money to that guy who he beat up. And then as a like punishment, they said, we need either a zombie, a vampire, or something else. And that was the three choices he had for his call up to go to the new ECW. And he's like, I guess I'm gonna go with the vampire. So it's like he made the best out of it. Like I know, like he said that like he like hit up Gangrel and was like, hey, where do I get the teeth? Where do I do this? How do I do that? You know, and they got really like into the character. So that's cool. And that's why I feel like a lot of people still talk about him. But it was just like, that's one of those things that like it was actually a punishment to be that fucking character, and like, you know, because he fucked up. But yeah, it's crazy how shit like that works sometimes. You don't know like the behind the scenes little like, damn, like why wasn't he big? Why
wrestling got a lot of that, bro. Wrestling has so much of that. Like I implore people, go out there and do that, because that shit you'll blow your mind, bro. What's going on?
Yeah, it's like you were saying earlier, like, you know, it's live, it's on the fly. So if something goes wrong, if something happens, they gotta think on their feet and make something happen out of, you know, nothing, or, you know, something might go wrong. You never know. And I'm sure it goes like that in music too. Like, you know, equipment could fail, or, you know, somebody might be off on a note or a key or this.
So many times, bro.
Yeah, it's you know, a lot can happen. But were you in the WCW at all?
So I was born 96, so I'm 29. So like I was more of like, by the time I was really into wrestling, WCW was pretty much done. The wrestlers were over there, so like I'm an avid Booker T fan. But I did go back as I got older and did my research on who was what, the history, because I wanted to. My thing was like, I want to be like a historian, man. I want to know it all. I just give me all the knowledge. I don't give a fuck when I was born. I want to learn. Like I respect all of it. You feel me? Like I even respect people's points from back in the day about like how like a lot of older generation wrestlers don't really like the whole like flippy dippy like super fast. Like some motherfuckers like the slow wrist lock. Yeah, I mean, built up the story.
What's funny about that? You know? The present generation will say that about the past generation, and so on and so on and so on. And if you look how wrestling's changed, you know, they used to say that the style that we're now saying is the style that was safer, right? Was actually the more obscene, crazy style, because even back in the day, they used to work a slower pace of doing nothing. So like the shit that we're used to might have been crazy to them, and like, oh, they're ruining the business. And then now you have like, oh, well, these guys doing all these high spots, they're the ones ruining the business, and they're, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's funny like how people say, oh, the business is dying, the business is this, and it's like it's still here, and it keeps going, and it keeps going, it keeps evolving. You know what I mean? So it's like
it's better. I mean, in the sense of like popularity, it's the best it's been in recent years, bro. I've been saying
there's so much out there too.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like it's been actually going crazy.
What modern wrestling are you watching? Are you watching WWE? Are you into AEW? Like, what are you into?
I'm watching WWE. I'm debating on getting back into AEW. I was in AEW for like when I was at the first AEW live TV show, Dynamite. It was in Washington D.C. at the Capital One Arena. I was there.
That's
and
awesome.
I remember that day. That day was so crazy because I was at work, and then I seen a tweet come up on my Twitter, and it was like, we are flash sale. We are giving tickets to our first show. Da, da, da. I think it was just like a deal to try to get more people to come to the first show. You know, they want to pack it out. It was the first show, and these were some good ass seats. What? I was on the ramp. Like the pyro actually was hot. Like I was like it was heat.
You could feel it. Yeah, you could feel it. I could
see the wrestlers. I could put my hands on them. Like it was ridiculous. But yeah, I told myself, I say I'm going to that. Got off work, went straight from work. I worked in Falls Church, Virginia at the time, and then I went straight there. And it was amazing. And I was into it up until like for a while. I followed it for some years, and then
same.
I don't know. I guess
Where'd you fall out at after Punk left?
You
because that's what I mean, and this is the thing. People will say, oh, because you just a CM Punk fan. Like, nah, that's when it hit the fan. When we didn't get our payoff, which should have been fucking Punk versus MJF for the belt, and Punk, you know, whatever happened with him, and they fucking shit canned him,
yeah,
you know.
I think that shit went. Yeah, I think that's when it stopped dropping. That I'm always an avid guy that I don't ever felt like when CM Punk went to AEW that he needed a belt at all from the jump. Is how I felt because
that's what Tony Khan wanted.
Bro, he and you know what's crazy? They got him when he came back to wrestling. Period. Like WWE got him and it was still good. But imagine the pop they would have got if they got him first.
Oh my god!
You know what I mean? Like AEW got him first. So like when you have lightning like that in a bottle, you kind of just you have it. You ain't gotta dress it up so much. It's lightning in a bottle, bro. Like you know what I mean? Dressing it up, it requires.
I'm a firm believer of the title should not be on the hottest guy or the most popular guy because they don't need it. The title should be on the one that you're trying to make, the one that you're trying to bring up, the one that you know, because then that solidifies them. And it makes them an OG or a made man or whatever you want to call it, you know, versus like, oh, we'll just put it on Punk. It's like, yeah, that's cool. Like Punk can hold his own with the title, but does he need the title?
He doesn't need exactly. And I just feel like in doing that, they fucked themselves up because, and also just like, you know, Punk had also been out of wrestling for a long time, like 7 years. I think maybe people underestimated like his ability to go. Like now he seems pretty good, but you know, it took like a couple years. Like it's like he's been wrestling for like a year, probably going on 2.
Yeah, and he had that injury when he first came back too. So it's like
he had an injury when he came back to WWE. So that again, so it's like, you know, his body. I think his body just still has to get conditioned.
Yeah, he's not used to it. Yeah,
it's a hard ass sport. So like, you know, I feel like it was just a lot. But yeah, I think that's when and I didn't like. I don't know. I like Hangman. I think I like Adam Hangman Page. I think he was a good person in the AEW. I feel like he was actually a star where you grew. Like, and I kind of felt like
they dropped the ball.
Gave him the cold shoulder because I had CM Punk, and that kind of pissed me off a little bit. I ain't like that. Like,
I was big on Hangman. I was big on Hangman. My son, when he was born, he had long blonde hair down to his shoulders. It's cut now, but he had I was like, oh, we should dress him up like Hangman, give him the little belt and stuff like that. I was big on Hangman.
Yeah.
But I feel like Hangman was like his own worst enemy in some sense. Like, I don't know, like, you know, all the behind the scenes shit, but, you know, I feel like, I don't know if it was the crowd, the audience that let him down, if it was AEW that let him down, but everybody was so big for him to win that belt. And once he became champion, it was like everybody was just like, oh, why is he the champion? And it was just like, what's happening here? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Swerve the same thing. They like he became champion. As soon as he became champion, they just like, oh, he's wrestling this week against so and so. It's like, bro, come on, like build him up as a champion. Like, I don't understand that shit. Like, I like a fighting champion, but like you gotta get some prestige or like you know, someone needs to
feel like it's worth something. Like,
work
you know
up
what I
to
mean?
it. You know what I mean? Like,
you make it feel like it's worth something. Make it feel like it matters. Like, oh, no, you got to go through some hoops to get through this because I had to work hard to get through this too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like they do that a lot. They kind of just like give us everything at once. It's like, nah, give us the slow fucking burn. Like,
I've been hearing they said that it's gotten better. I've been hearing it from a couple people.
It has been. And I feel like to say that, just to put this out there, because everybody says I'm an AEW hater, but WWE I feel like is on the now, and I don't know what the fuck is happening. Like it's like I don't know if they know what the fuck is happening, but
I feel like so like yes, but like I'm at the stage where I'm like I don't want to admit it yet fully, but I think I
trust the process. Trust the process.
Yeah, I'm still there a little bit. I don't know. I just seen Goldberg last night, so that just made me even more like I don't know.
Like what is happening? Like it's like so shit like that. Okay, I was always big on shit like that. I love nostalgia, but then sometimes like when you're doing shit like this, and it's like, how believable is this? Like if they really get into it, Gunther kills this man. You know what I'm saying? Like snaps his arm, like fucking just fucks him up. Like, so it's like then we have to go back to whenever they brought Goldberg back the last time, and they just brought him in and just ran right through everybody. So it's like we're gonna have to watch that again. But I feel like what they're doing is just giving him his send off. This is what I hope. I hope they're giving him his proper send off. You're next, you're last. Like you know what I mean? Like give him his fucking shit. You know what I mean? And then sign him to a Legends deal. What we get, what I mean? But it's like. Is he going to go in there and take these bumps? Is he going to take a power bomb from Gunther? Like
they should have called his shit over when he did that shit with Brock Lesnar. That was a perfect send off. He beat the shit out of him. It was cool. I like the way they did it. He was old as fuck then too, but like it still looked cool. It still looked cool. You know what I mean?
Maybe they're setting this up for his son, because if you've seen his son lately,
looking like? I'm about to say what his son looking like.
His son looked just like his dad, and he just got the tattoo. He got the same tattoo as his dad. Yes, like? Okay. I seen the picture. They're facing off, bro. They're facing off face to face with the tattoo on each opposite arm. I was like, oh shit, he's getting into the fucking business. He's fucking big. He plays for is he on Georgia or Alabama or some shit like that? He's a football player too. So I feel like if football doesn't work out for him, you know where he's going.
Hell yeah, man. Look at Braun Breaker. Same thing happened to him.
Same thing.
Happy. He was a football player for the Steelers, and then he was like, nah. Now look at him. He was Seth Rollins. I don't know how that shit gonna go, that whole stable shit, but at least he with some main event motherfuckers,
I feel like people don't let shit breathe. Like honestly, I haven't been keeping up that much. I've been watching highlights and shit like that, so I do know that they're together. But everybody's shitting all over it. This is horrible. Why are they together? Why did they choose them? This ruined Braun Breaker. Why Bronson Reed? I'm a big Bronson Reed guy. I was there in Baltimore, which when I say this, it's not going to make sense now that he's with Seth, which is my only point. But I was there in Baltimore when he came out and tsunami'd his ass 6 times. That fucking crowd was going crazy. So I don't understand how that makes sense that he's together. I guess we're just supposed to look past that. But whatever.
I'm pretty sure they talk about. I guess the whole thing is it's Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is the guy,
the master manipulator,
who's able to. Yeah, he's able to get anybody to be on the sides of anybody. You know what I mean? But it's like I don't know. I don't think it ruined them because Seth is a known main event player, bro. Everybody knows Seth. He did his dues. He the guy. He's one of the guys. You know what I mean? Modern era GOAT. They gonna always remember Seth Rollins. I feel like
what I feel like they're about to position is that with him having the money in the bank, they're about to have him take this belt off Cena and then take all Cena's heat away, and that's how you get Cena back to a good guy to finish out the rest of the year.
Oh, you think so? I hope not. I want him to just be heel for all year. To his last match. And then he stops being an ass in that last minute of him cheering on the next guy on whoever.
He just turns back. You know what I mean?
He's just like, you know what? I was tripping, y'all. I was fucking big.
I was just tripping this year.
This year I was fucking. My bad, y'all. Like, I get old, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why I'm gonna go do these movie shit. I can't do this shit no more, bro. Y'all, and then go ahead and bring out Peacemaker 2 in August. You feel me?
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure that's all this is going to lead up to. He's going to have all kind of shit dropping after he's done, and it's going to be like, oh yeah, y'all miss me. Well, check this out, check that out, check this out. Like I got this going on. Like, yeah, he going to be cleaning up some money after this. You know what I mean? And then you got Nikki Bella. She's coming back to try to clean up some money. She just had to pay out. I'm like, God damn, man. But so besides AEW, WWE, do you follow any independents?
Yeah, so like I keep up with those. Were more so I keep up with highlights. Like I'm knowledgeable. Like I'm knowledgeable about like New Japan, MLW. Like the I've been to I've been to a couple. We was talking before. I've been to a couple MCW shows. Us both being like I'm from Maryland. You from Maryland? So like, but yeah, I know a little bit more of the lesser knowns. I seen Triple A got that deal. Triple A went got that check, y'all. Yeah, Triple A said we ain't gonna be like what TNA was trying to do back in the day. Dumbass TNA learned too. See, TNA learned the hard way though. Hey, Triple A learned the easy way through TNA.
Yeah, Triple A was like, show us the bag. Show us the bag.
You say you got
you want all these guys, you got them. Here you go. And it's like Mr. Iguana's a star now.
I'm saying, bro. Yeah, bro. Like I said, TNA back in the day, they tried to play ball. Like they learned the hard way. Had to go through all that bullshit, global federate, all that dumbass shit. Oh my God. But TNA now, I fuck with TNA now. I fuck with TNA now. I think the TNA NXT shit, again, we going back to what's been happening sometimes in WWE is like the main shit, it'll be good, then it'll be buns. But NXT, like all the NXT shit, always be striking. It be striking, bro. Like
I like the hungry young ones on there. You know what I mean? Trying to prove themselves, trying to show out. That's actually what got me back into wrestling a couple years ago. Like just the black and gold era of 2016, because I stopped watching for a long time. So they definitely go all out.
Man. Yeah, and that shit was crazy. And those guys are like indie guys. You know what I mean? Those are the guys that like have been in the trenches for years. They like, man, I've been waiting for this shot. And then they turn everything great. But like I think NXT got a nice play. Got Shawn running it. You know what I'm saying? This like, Shawn Michaels going crazy over there. You know what I'm saying? But
do you catch, like, do you go to any independent shows at all? Like, is there any like local ones around you, or do you keep with like GCW at all?
So I haven't been to a GCW show. I had a chance to go to one. They had one on my birthday, but I had other plans for my birthday. But I try to make some local ones when I can. I'm not really too hip too much about too many of them.
What's out there?
Yeah, but I do go to like I said, I have gone to MCW a couple times for a couple shows. I used to have a friend who wrestled there. My friend used to wrestle for MCW. I don't think he still does anymore, but he might be getting back to it. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Wrestling is a hard industry. It's a hard sport. It's a hard thing to get into. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta be dedicated and want that goal or whatever it is, dream that you're reaching towards, you're trying to obtain. So I know, like I said, we're into ECW. Were you ever into like any like deathmatch wrestling? Like, of course GCW, there's some deathmatch in there. CZW, stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
I remember that. CZW. A little bit. Like I watch it for the sense of like, so I know about it. Cause like I said, I won't be like a historian. Like I know the classic ones, the Japanese death matches and shit like that. But I wouldn't say I'm like an avid, because I don't know. It's weird. Like
it's a niche of a niche.
Of a niche. It is. Yes, you gotta find the beauty of it in that, like in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know if I'm there yet on that. Like, but I respect it.
I'm gonna put you on because
send me some matches that are some of your favorites.
Yes, I got you. It's what I've let's say the past year or so. It's like it's almost reigniting that passion of that fan passion, because these guys are, some people may look at this like, all outlaw mud show or trash wrestling, or they can't wrestle because they just use weapons. And yeah, there are some of those, and there are some promotions like that and some wrestlers like that. But then there's like some, like you said, when you find the art in it and you find the beauty in the ones that you like and don't like, and then once you start to like grasp what these guys are going for, even though it may be like, not that many people there sometimes, but it's like, damn, these guys are going fucking all out for their art, for their fucking whatever, you know what I mean? And it's like sometimes, like honestly, like I've been more into that recently than WWE and AEW, and it's like I don't know. Like I said, it's a niche of a niche. But yeah, I'll put you on with some shit. I'm going to CZW in September 6th. September 6th. It's the Tournament of Death 22.
Oh, shit.
Nick Gage is already, if you're familiar with Nick Gage, he's already going to be in it. Schlack's going to be in it. Okay. Judge Joe Dredd.
Okay.
Ricky Shane Page. And then they have a bunch of other people there's probably still going to announce as well. Okay. That shit's going to be lit. It's in Delaware.
Okay, yeah, that's fire. Yeah, there's another one in Delaware. I know they'd be wrestling. There'd be a lot of events up there too.
Yeah. So Maryland, they can't do death matches like that. They can do hardcore shit. But like, because they have a commission, they won't allow them to go all out with like, light tubes and crazy shit. I've only went to my first GCWs recently. So like April was my first GCW, May was my second GCW, and like I've been like bloodthirsty ever since, bro.
So you went to the GCW in May this year?
Yeah.
See, we would have been at the same one because that's the one I was gonna go to.
I had to send you pics, man. I had a sign if Effie wins, we riot.
Oh,
like
that's
we were
tight.
Yeah,
that's tight.
Yeah, man. We were going in. Had the streamer. We were throwing streamers. We had fucking all that shit, bro. We were going in. But yeah, I'll send you some shit after we go off here and put you on with some stuff. And even like you said, you're in PG, so like there's a show at the end of June, POR. I just recently went to my first show with them. And it's crazy. One dude got thrown off. Little Sicko got thrown off a roof by JJ Allen onto a barbed wire trampoline, bro.
Oh my god!
Yes. So it's
where was this at?
Timberville, Virginia.
Okay.
So it's about an hour and 10 from me. Maybe about the same or so from you. I'm not 100% sure, but like I said, I'll send you all that shit after we get off here. So let's parlay over to boxing. Let's talk about some boxing real quick. I have not been keeping up on much boxing because I'm more of a MMA guy. But I do love I love a good boxing match. I love a good like fighter that really like can talk their shit and really understands the game of it. You know what I mean? Versus ones are like, oh, I'm just gonna come out here and box, and then you guys are just gonna understand that I'm a good boxer. And it's like you gotta sell yourself, bro.
Yeah, you gotta sell yourself.
And with boxing, I feel like there's a lot of padded records and shit like that. But corruption. But let's do this. Boxing. Washed or not washed? So I'm gonna read you some names and you tell me if this boxer is washed.
Washed? What does that mean? Washed?
Like I know I probably got an accent. Washed, like they're done.
Washed.
Like
washed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I say washed. Washed. Yeah, I was like, I know my accent's coming through.
I'm
here.
sorry, bro.
No,
I'm sorry, bro.
I gotta my Baltimore accent,
Yeah, I was like,
like, what the fuck is he asking me here?
Okay, yeah. Got you.
So I'm gonna read some names and then you tell me whether they are or aren't. So Deontay Wilder.
Washed. Yeah.
He didn't want to say it. He didn't want to say it.
Nah, man, listen. I'm not a Deontay Wilder fan. I'm a Tyson Fury fan. I always pick Tyson Fury to win in both fights. One of my biggest regret is not betting on Tyson Fury. Every money I ever had in my life on the second fight because I called it the whole time. But I think it is washed just because of his style.
Yeah. I just think that especially, I don't know if that was his last fight. Who's the big Chinese guy?
Zhang. Big Bang Zhang, man.
Yeah, it was like Deontay showed a couple. Like I was like watching the lead up for that fight. I was all in. I was like, oh shit, like he got rid of his coach. He's changed everything. He's fucking like, oh, I'm coming back. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm riding. Let's fucking get this shit. It went in there and was just like got tapped up a little bit, and then was just like straight baby fucking reindeer legs. I was like, what is happening, bro? What is happening? He's done. Oh man. Yeah, but shout out, man, Deontay Wilder, you know what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua.
This one I don't want to say, but nah, I don't know if he's washed. I don't think he's washed. Not washed. People gonna say he's washed because he got knocked up by Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois hit hard, bro. The Joshua, I think, was just a little cocky in that fight. I think he could beat him for sure. I think he could beat Dubois, but like I just think he just got, he got caught. Anytime AJ ever lost for real, I think it's because he just got too overconfident. Like even when he lost to Ruiz, I think he just got too overconfident, bro. Like, yeah, he just not showing the right proper respect. You get humbled. I don't think he's
that happened to one of my favorite fights in MMA, Luke Rockhold versus Michael Bisping when Michael Bisping won belt.
No show respect. Boom, get your ass up out of there. That shit was chin.
He put it right on his chin.
Shit was actually. I'm an old school MMA fan. Like I remember watching UFC Unleashed on Spike TV growing up, trying the moves on my pillow and shit. Listen, so when Michael Bisping won that middleweight title, I was happy for him because he's old,
genuine. Bro, I remember standing up off my couch when he when he dropped this. I was like,
that shit was amazing.
Did it 2 weeks notice, like
that shit was amazing.
Great.
They thought he was a lick. They wanted him to be a lick. He was set up to be a lick, and he just like fuck that. MMA, bitch. Bam.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, not once, bro. That's my goat. You better stop
playing. That's your goat.
I love Floyd, man. I'm one of those guys. Yeah. Love it.
Even so, okay. So
I will admit sometimes he has made some crazy decisions, but
Prime Floyd, okay, I can give you. But the shit he's been doing recent,
the exposition shit, I'm not a fan of that. But I'm always a fan of. I'm always say this though, motherfuckers keep buying the shit. Stop buying the shit.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's your own fault if you're buying into that thinking that it's going to be a fight. Like
shit. Exactly, Jake Paul too. Same thing.
Jake Paul, Tyson. It's like people are like, oh, it's like, what did you expect was going to happen?
Yes, bro. Thank you, man. Time beats everybody. But my thing is, the same motherfuckers that want they want Jake Paul to get knocked down and shit. They be watching his shit. Stop watching his shit. And
I say it all the time. It's how people are. It's how things are. It's like, bro, if you don't want them to be successful, if you don't want to see them, then don't give them any clout. Don't give them any attention. Don't buy their shit. Don't like their shit. Right. And guess what? They slowly go away.
Exactly.
But as long as you keep interacting, they will keep coming back.
Because why wouldn't they? Because why wouldn't they, bro? They're making 9-8 million, especially in Floyd's case. Especially in Floyd's case, bro. He know how to work the system where he's getting the most money every time out. Why would he stop? If he can physically able, which he can, because he didn't subject himself to get beat the fuck up in his career, so much so, why not? Why not? My body can still go. Now, obviously, it's going to come to an end because everything comes to an end. But if you can just squeeze together a little bit, hey, these motherfuckers don't keep buying it. Have fun. Hey. I love Floyd. Floyd my goat, but I mean, I don't support the exhibition shit. But I do support motherfucker getting his money. I do.
Yeah, you understand it. You understand it though. You're not like the ones that's like, oh well, why isn't he going out there and fighting?
I just go watch it and I don't talk about it. You know, I like to remember Floyd for what I like to remember Floyd for. I don't even be, like I don't even know who is he supposed to be fighting somebody recently.
I won't even. If I see anything like that, I keep on scrolling. Bro.
Literally,
I won't click on it. I won't even. I think the one where I really cashed out on him with that shit was. Who was the Japanese guy over in Ryzen that he went over there? Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is this, man?
But yeah, he did. Yeah, that shit was just.
I was like, oh man, like we see where he's at.
Baby, take it candy from a baby. I see Manny Pacquiao about to fight. For real though, he fighting a real chat like for a belt.
Oh, he's gonna fight.
Yeah, he's fighting like Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios is a champion, like an active fighter. So,
how old is Pacquiao now?
Like old as shit. He's probably like 40 something. And Bossy is he old? So I don't know, but
yeah,
we'll see. I don't know though.
We got a couple more names for it. Canelo,
not washed. Nah, Canelo is white boy like that. White boy is like that. Much people want to hate him, but I will say this though: Floyd sons you. You got to just.
Do you think he ducks fights?
Who? Canelo? No. I mean,
it's strategic.
I do think it's a ducking. So look, me and my friend, shout out my man Marcus, man. We used to always say there's ducks, there's strategic ducks, there's different kinds of ducks. You know what I mean? There's strategic ducks.
Sometimes if it makes the most sense for business, like you got
and there's a I'm scared duck.
Fuck all the bravado, you know what I mean? Literally.
Like and I feel like you get that way when you've stacked up accomplishments. And Canelo has stacked up a lot of accomplishments to the point where I'm okay with him being a little choosy on his fights because he's beaten a lot of the people that people wanted him to beat. One of the biggest fights they wanted him to fight was Golovkin. He fought that man 3 times. Like,
I think, like you said, like if there's no upside to it for me, unless I personally want this fight, then why the fuck would I take this fight?
Exactly.
And that's just how it goes. And then people don't get that. And it's like, you're punching up, and that makes sense for you. But unless I personally want to whoop that ass, like, you ain't getting nothing from me. And like,
you got to think
people
about
like Conor McGregor, people like Canelo, people that have that, like you said, they have those accolades, they have that leverage. Their stock is up. I don't need to come down here. You need me. I'm the A side.
No, literally. And fighting is a risk, bro. Like, they could go out there and fuck around and fight somebody trying to be prideful and fuck their whole shit up. That's what happened to Tony Ferguson. You know what I'm saying? He had a title shot waiting on him. He just sat still. He said, nah, I'm a fighter. I'm going to go fight Justin Gaethje. And you see how that shit worked out, and it was never right. Ever since that fight, he was
gotta do what's right by you. Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Tony was right there, man. I thought, that the Khabib fight he had and all that, it was going to be right there. It just, he took a lot of bad breaks. Yeah. And then the Patty stuff that just happened recently is like, Tank Davis.
I don't think he's washed. People gonna say something because he had a close fight with Lamar Roach, but bro, that because Lamar Roach is a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what all that means. You know what I mean? Lamar Roach is a good fighter. It was a good fight. You know what I mean? So yeah, not washed.
Do you think that him and the Ryan Garcia and Tank fight would have been a lot different without the rehydration clause that they made Ryan suck down to? Do you think Ryan would have had a better chance against Tank?
I think he would have had a better chance, but I still think Tank would have won because a lot of Ryan's problems is like his boxing ability. But Ryan, like, a lot of his advantages is like that's a big boy right there. You know what I mean? Like,
he's bigger than you think he is.
Bro, he has a lot of physical attributes. Is a lot of his where his bread and butter comes in. Speed, all that is tied into like physique and shit. But I don't blame Tank for getting him on a regulated schedule. Like, you agree to fight.
He agreed to it.
Exactly. If you don't want to agree, don't fight. It's that simple. It's like you want to prove a point too, so let's do it. But the problem is that he's just not that disciplined. A lot of people seem to forget. Like, Tank used to be undisciplined too, so he knows what that's like. But he's not anymore. Remember, pull up a picture of Tank like when he was back in like when you're done. Go look at a picture of Tank like back in the day. They used to say he looked like a garbage pail kid, like with the chubby face and shit, because he used to drink alcohol and shit, but he stopped drinking alcohol. Now look at his body now. It looks like he's always in shape. Every time in the off season, always look like he's in shape. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it definitely makes a difference in the fight, but it's warranted, bro. That might fuck around and kill him fighting like that. But I do think that it does, like, it would have made a difference. Like, I do think he still would have lost. Maybe he wouldn't have got stopped so early with a body shot, but I do think that he still would have lost because I think Tank's just all around a better fighter. Like, a lot of things that Ryan does, he does not. That's how he lost. He just lost the Rolly because, like, a lot of things too. Like, it's just his style. He's not there yet completely. Like, as a fighter.
So did you watch the Ryan Garcia Haney fight then? Right,
I did. Even in that fight, like, he did all that.
I thought, I don't know, man. I thought that shit was crazy. Like,
it was a crazy fight.
It was a crazy lead up to the fight too, which I always love being involved in the lead up. You know, if it's a big fight, I want to know what's going on, what they're doing, what I think. You know what I mean? Because that will persuade me once I see the face off and everything on who I'm going with. Yeah. And I just feel like the mindset that he was at, Ryan Garcia, I was like, this man is out of it. But it's like,
and he was.
When he beat Haney, it's like, was he fucking playing us? Was he playing us the whole time?
Yeah. I did start to think that, but then I don't think so, because his next fight, if you look at his buildup in that fight and his buildup in the Haney fight, night and fucking day. And what's crazy is Rolly was his second opponent was more of a guy who you want to make clips and shit like that with. You know what I mean? And he just felt like, man, it wasn't even a little bit. But I also think it was just.
Do you think it was the personal vendetta that he felt he had to get off on Devin?
I think it's a mix of both. I think the drugs and that. I think
his dad was involved. His dad, after the fight, his dad told him "fuck you" and all this. Yeah. Like, God,
it was a lot, bro. And like, but even going back to Ryan Skill, like, bro did all that, knocked him down 3 times, whatever, all that to get a majority decision. That just tells you what I mean about technique, bro. That means that the judges saw in the middle rounds he was not winning those rounds, because if you go back and watch fights, a lot of fights he's just turning his back to Devin and Devin's just punching him in his fucking kidney. Like, that's what I mean. Like, there's a lot of inconsistencies in his style that, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, nah.
I definitely think Devin did not expect that was going to happen. And once he felt a little like, oh, fuck, wobbly leg, he was like, oh, he definitely did. Shit. That shit was crazy.
Well, props to Devin, because I know a lot of people think that, and now even more think that he's just like a snooty little like Richie boy, but he got up. He got up though.
He kept going.
And they say Ryan, a killer, would left in his dynamite, knock all these motherfuckers out, but he knocked Devin out. Because at the end of the day, that should say majority decision. Do not say KO. You know what I mean? People think they feel like it's a KO because he got dropped so many times in the clips and all that. But go back and look at the fight. That shit says MD. Maryland.
Yeah. Hey, when I was younger and I would see something on TV, they'd be like, so-and-so MD, and it was because they were a medical doctor. I'd be like, oh, they're from Maryland?
Yeah. I was the same way, bro. I was the same way.
Do you think Ryan, do you think he's washed or no? Or do you just think his skills aren't gonna reach that level?
I don't want to say he's washed because he's so young. He just let a lot of outside shit fuck up that fame, baby. That fame is powerful. The powerful drug, one of the most powerful drugs in the world. Get a hold of
you think him and Oscar is a good combo or no?
Fuck no.
No.
Fuck no, dude. That man got his own demons. What?
Yes, he does.
He got his own fucking demons. Let him go handle that shit.
Yeah.
Look, he should have listened to Canelo. See, Oscar tried to do that shit with Canelo. You see Canelo now stay far away from that motherfucker. The way they be reacting to each other, you would have thought Oscar really hurt.
And then Oscar has the audacity to cuss him out in English.
Yeah.
And then try to get over on him and just let him sit there. I'm like, this motherfucker knows exactly what he's doing right now. Bro.
I think Ryan is starting to see it, but I also think that he, you never know. We don't know behind the closed doors. Oscar might got that boy locked up in a contract or something. You know what I'm saying? to hold his assets so that way, because we obviously know that Ryan I don't really fuck with this dude, but
it's almost like I need him in some sort of way to get me where I need to go.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's almost like because he's been there since the beginning, sort of say that's he feels indebted to him. Yeah. Which I'm sure there's some of that.
Yeah.
But it got messy there for a while. And the best to him, I like Ryan. I think he's really good. But
I think he's good for boxing. I'm a guy, I love boxing, and he's good for boxing. He's good for getting eyes on boxing. Because even when he was doing the social media shit,
getting eyes.
You just gotta make sure that your personal life can handle what you're trying to do with all these different melting pots. And if it can't, it can't. But I feel like, make sure that you got good people around you, all that.
He was predicting some shit, bro. He predicted the Francis Scott Key Bridge falling, and I don't know how the fuck he did that, bro. But RIP. But damn, that was just one instance of if you look at his Twitter, he had all these crazy things that he was putting out, and then shit was happening. It's this guy, what drug is this guy, or what is going on? But last boxer I have, you mentioned him earlier, Andy Ruiz.
I'm gonna say wash just because, bro, you had it. You had the opportunity, and you let even when you won. I was so I watched that fight live when Anthony Joshua, and right when Joshua got up the first time, I said, "Oh yeah, he lost this joint," just because his legs was never underneath him, even when he got back up. And the thing I hate when motherfuckers do is you be punching when you're hurt. You're hurt as shit. You better stop punching. Try to find them legs and move them when you find them. Shit.
Move.
You know what I mean? But motherfuckers just trying to get that one off. And I just feel like his performance in that, and then how Andy Ruiz put up that bullshit ass performance in the second fight, in the rematch, dog. And then
he got fat and happy. He got fat and happy once he got that belt.
And then now you see, I think his last fight, it was a draw with Jamel Miller, and it's you see, now you got it. Why you put so much?
His weight keeps fluctuating too.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely gonna say wash for him.
So you're also let's get off. Do you have nerves before you're on the stage?
I wouldn't even they're not nerves, but it's a feeling of I need to perform. I need to get this out.
Get this out.
Yeah, it's more like that. Yeah, it's more like that. You can see me behind stage. I'll be talking to my girl and shit. I'll be like, I gotta get.
The switch is about the.
It's like wrestling, bro. Because like I'm about to go out there. They're about to, the lights about to hit me. They about to see me. So I just be backstage like, yeah, I'm the man. I'm the man. Me. I'm the one. I got this. I put myself in. Like, I just doing that in my head like repeatedly. So it's just more like that going on than nerves.
That's definitely like you said, like you gotta hype yourself up. You gotta get yourself ready for it. Mm-hmm. Do you think that there's like of course like an ego a part of it that you have to have, but also I feel like a too big of an ego can be detrimental to you. Like you said, you got to be your own hype man. You got to have some sort of like, hey, I'm the shit. I'm about to go out here and fuck this performance up. You know what I mean? Like I'm about to do my thing. Like, do you feel like too much of an ego can be a bad thing?
Oh yeah, like, for sure
it
can.
In the music industry or in like business or in just in life.
You have to have an ego. Like, first of all, we all have an ego. We all have an ego. Right. That's just the main thing. But it's about how you work your ego, bro. Like, people working their egos differently. I never worked my ego in the ways other people work their ego. So, like, for example, especially in the music industry, you got to watch your ego or you will get fried. You can't step out there thinking you're bigger than who you are, but you do have to still make yourself feel like you're worth something. So it's like, some people might be like, oh, I should be on this. I'm not on that. Da, 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 da. Whenever I got snubbed, my ego would just be like, yeah, it would hurt. But my ego would be like, bro, you're going to make them see how great you are. You must just keep pushing. My ego was just like, bro, no one's going to be better at getting shit than you. Like, no one's going to be better at outworking you with this. No one's going to be better. Like I flip into that Christian Cage instant classic, like TNA run, you feel me? And then I start going like, all right, bet. I work harder. And then I get there and I'm like, yeah. That's why when I get there, I'm very grateful and appreciative. But like in my head, I'm like, I know, because I knew I was going to get here. Because I already said I was going to, you know what I mean? That's how my ego works. It doesn't work into making me like, oh, well, then fuck y'all, because y'all don't understand that I'm supposed to be like,
you use it to drive yourself to get where you want to go. Versus,
I use my ego to tell me like, bro, it's okay. Matter of time, the world will see what I already know. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I always carried anything I ever did. Anything.
Do you believe in like manifestation, like manifesting what is it you're striving towards?
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I definitely do, bro. You gotta say it, believe that shit. You gotta really sit there and try to visualize it. You know what I mean? Because it can happen, bro. And a lot of random shit has happened to me in my life. Good things, but it's like, that's all happened because like I've said it in my music. I've really felt that shit. I really believed that shit. I really dreamt that shit. And then it came into fruition. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely, it feels good when you see it, believe it, achieve it. You know what I mean? Like when you know, like, you know what I mean? Like you're like, hey, yeah. Look, call back to Rockhold. You know what I mean? Yeah. I had to throw it in there. I had to sneak it in there. You know? But yeah, it's like it becomes real. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But like when you really are working towards it, and then it becomes reality. It's like, damn, okay. Like, what more can I do? How much further can I go? You know, so I feel like mindset's a big thing. Like, especially I'm sure for you in music, you got to have the right mindset because plenty of people are gonna take you off your game, and you ain't shit. You ain't this.
They gonna tell you ass, bro. They told me I was ass. Everybody, some people still do. Some probably still think it, but just too afraid to say it. But it don't matter what they think because what matters is what I've done and what I will continue to do. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, hell yeah, you gotta have thick skin for this shit, bro. For real.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Same thing with like, you know, being an entrepreneur, because not only are you just a music artist, you're an entrepreneur. You are your own brand, your own entity. You are pushing, you know, whether you have merch or you're pushing a show or you're pushing an event that you're, you know, or a song, whatever it is, that's all you. So you got to go all in on yourself. You know what I mean? So like you said, I'm sure there's other rappers or people in the industry that might try to throw you off your game, but you know, fuck them. Like, what goes through your head though? Like, you know, I know you said some nerves, you know, you're trying to hit the stage, but like, are you, like you said, you're just trying to get that inner dog out, I guess, before you hit that stage, right?
I'm just trying to, like, I'm just telling myself like, bro, make sure
that's what you're here for.
make sure you just like take it all in, drink it in, and enjoy yourself. Like smile, look at them in their eyes. Like I won't be looking away. I won't be turning my I look in your face, and then don't let me catch you actually nodding to my shit. Because now when you coming with me on stage, you part of the show now. Let's go.
Yeah, you're trying to get those real connections.
Yeah, oh hell yeah, bro. Because that shit's lost, bro. Like we be zombies, bro, throughout the day. Like let me see some realism. Let me see you alive for real. You know what I mean?
I feel like
we be dead most of the days, man.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of concerts in my life, and same with a lot of wrestling shows. And I see a lot of people that's like, "Why the fuck do you come?" Like it's like you just like zombied out, like. And me man. Recently, now that I'm older and like, you know, I'm going to like these shows and like they're like I said, like the hardcore deathmatch shows. You can kind of say whatever the fuck you want and do whatever you want. You know what I mean? You know, you're not don't put your hands on them or no shit like that. But you can cuss them the fuck out, and that's what you pay your money for. And it's like,
yes,
I want to be a part of the show. So if I can get a little interaction, you know what I mean? Like I want to be a part of the fucking show. You know what I mean? So it's like I never understood that at concerts or at wrestling when people are just like deadpanning, just like
I hate that shit, bro.
Or they're on their phone, or it's like, why are you here? Just stay home.
You paid for this. You paid money for this, and then that's
home.
That's where like our music coming, like my music coming, TSK music coming. It's like, nah, we stopping that shit. Get the fuck out.
Amping their asses up, right?
Yeah, man.
So we got a couple more questions, and then we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. But we're gonna go back into wrestling a little bit. Let me ask you your Mount Rushmore of ECW.
Oh my god. Okay, of ECW. Okay, of ECW. That's gonna slim it down a little bit. Okay, so if I can, what's that? That's 4 or 5. Okay, I'm gonna give you.
If you want to give me an extra one, you can.
I'm so confident in what I can do. I'm gonna give you a quick 8, bro. Real fast. I'm gonna give you my 4 ECW and then just WWE, just like
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that one next. So yeah, do your thing.
Okay, bet. So for ECW, no order by the way for either of these. This is RVD, Sabu, Taz, and for my last pick, Just Incredible, man. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Like,
Just Incredible.
I know people will be like, "Oh, Just Incredible shouldn't be on there. You should have put Shane Douglas." No, man. Nah, man. Shout out Just Incredible, bro. Because I really feel like if the brand had more life, he could have did something with that shit. He had the great storyline with Tommy Jr. He took his girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was perfect.
Yeah.
It was perfect. Everything was perfect.
Yeah. And he had just reinvented himself into that character, becoming that Just Incredible character. So yeah, who knows what could have
it would have been
if he had a
would have been great. Would have been great. Now on this list of just wrestlers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you could just do just wrestling if you want.
Were you gonna ask me WWE?
I was gonna say WWE, but I know Sting was in WWE for a little bit, but like if you want to say a guy who like maybe didn't make their name in WWE, like that's cool too. Like they can be WC, whatever. We'll just say wrestling. So
okay, well they'll probably be majority WWE guys because it's Eddie Guerrero. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
he's definitely on there. So Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle is on there because like goddamn wrestling style is just it's just so good. So many good fucking matches, bro.
But then you have Dave Meltzer who says he never had a 5-star match.
Yeah, see, like Dave Meltzer is me. You know what that means? He's a fan. That's what he is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Well, one second, I am so sorry.
Oh, you're good.
The family is. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Dave Meltzer is he's a wannabe and has proved it plenty of times that they've stooged him off with like giving them bad information. And he goes and says it, and then it comes right back like, "Oh, got his ass."
He's no different. He's no different than me. He is a fan.
Yeah. Yep.
I put Chris Jericho on there too.
Okay.
My third, just because longevity, bro. Most of these motherfuckers still haven't learned longevity, bro. Like, and he learned it. Like, granted, I don't know what he does now in AEW, but him holding the belt the first time for AEW, like I thought that was a really good idea. It was very smart, very good marketing, and he did a good job as champion. He had his own stable, which was cool. You know, it was ass towards the end, but in the beginning, it was great. It was great. Everything was great. That was so great. And then just like I say, he's been able to reinvent himself. I loved his early WCW run too. I love the whole thing they did between him and Goldberg, like on screen. That whole little funny ass little like storyline. That shit was fire. Like he could do so many roles. He's literally the jack of all trade wrestler for me. Like because he can play heel, he can play face, he can be funny, he can be serious. Because like he did the business Jericho with the suit and the short hair. Like he can do a lot of shit.
He's reinvented himself so many times.
Oh yeah, the flavors is crazy. With Chris Jericho, and I'm gonna say probably on my fourth. Damn, this is hard. It's hard.
I mean, you're inked up with Sting and Kane. Is it going to be Sting or Kane, or are we going somebody else?
It might have to be Sting, bro. I think it's gonna be Sting. Like because Sting had the WCW run. Sting. What I love about Sting is he's that true underground to me. Like he did WCW, he always did the other side. Like he was WCW, but then even still the WWE was like, yeah, we'll take you. You know, he was like, nah, I ain't want to be a part of that bullshit. Like, cause you know they might do me dirty like they did everybody else.
They would have.
You know, and so
they did
it when he did.
And they did.
Get there. But that TNA run, like TNA was really good at a point back in the day. It did have a chance to be really, really good back in the day. You know, I remember people like Abyss, that little era of TNA. I liked it.
Yes, Abyss.
You know and Sting was a part of that era, and I loved that run. That was a good run. He was wrestling Jeff Jarrett, Christian. Like I like Kurt Angle. I like that Samoa Joe. That little era of TNA was good. Always has a special place in my heart when I was growing up. But yeah, man's an icon, bro. Kane on here because he's my favorite big man. That's my favorite big man type wrestler.
Okay.
It's Kane. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Sting, they definitely, like you said, they would have did him dirty if he went earlier, and then again, they did do him dirty in my opinion. So, but so let's go ahead and let's do the 7 wrestlers theory. So I'm gonna ask you 7 questions, and you just give me the first name that pops in your head.
Okay.
The one that made you fall in love with wrestling.
Ooh. Damn, I'm gonna say Kurt Angle.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Kurt Angle.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
your newest favorite wrestler.
I like, dude. Can I tell you this guy's really growing on me? I really like him. It's a tie between Dom Mysterio and Solo Sikoa. Really like both of those guys. I think I'm sitting back. I'm like, wow, WWE actually has organic stars in the making. That's like the first time in years. Like, oh shit. Like, oh my God, really homegrown. Granted, they're both second generation, but still, we might be upon us on some good shit. Both young as shit in the prime of their careers. You know, didn't really get no traction in any other companies. Really homegrown fucking talent. Let's go.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard when you get those, but when you find those guys that are coming through, like you gotta leap on, you know.
And they're really getting into their own. Same with Braun Breaker. Like that's another homegrown talent. Like what?
Yeah. I'm a big second generation and like third generation guy too. So I always like seeing those types of guys come through.
Love those stories, bro. We grew up on that. We stars,
we used to see it all the time.
Yeah,
all the time. Yeah,
especially a ruthless aggression era. It's like that shit could never stop. It was always happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And there's also I like the ones that you find out later on, like, oh, that's so and so's son, or that's so, you know what I mean? It's like, oh shit, didn't even know that. Like, the one that always makes you smile.
Ooh, that's a good one. These are some good questions. Trying to think of like, because I was watching Ruthless Aggression. I'm trying to think of when I was really young watching wrestling. Ruthless Aggression. I'd say Eddie. Eddie always made me smile. The backstage segments with him and the way he would be going crazy in the matches too, like just cheating and shit. And like I used to just be like, "Bro, how is he getting away with this?" Yeah, it used to be so funny though. Like I would say Eddie for sure.
Yeah, Eddie is definitely somebody that always makes you smile for sure. Who's your comfort wrestler?
Oh, like on a match, and I'm just like, I'm there.
Yeah, like I want to chill. Somebody your go-to. Like I'll watch anything that they're involved in. It's just my go-to.
Maybe Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels had the 2 careers, and I got to actively watch the career of him when he came back from his back injury. But bro is such a goer. Could go so good in the ring, bro. Like he's so smooth, and got so much good chemistry with anybody. Like there's a Raw match, him and Shelton Benjamin, when Shelton Benjamin did that springboard off the top and gets fucking hit with that sweet. God damn, that whole match was excellent. Excellent, bro. And the finish was just it was great. Yeah, man. Sean, I'm gonna say Sean.
I remember I was playing baseball at the time, and I was away on a tournament in New York, Cooperstown. Okay. We were playing out there, and we were watching Raw that night, and that was the match that happened. I still really I remember where I was at. Like, not many that you remember like that, but it was like that one. I was like, oh shit, like that was crazy.
Man. It was amazing.
I remember where I was at on that spot. You know, like don't remember the rest of Raw, but
I'm saying me neither. That wasn't even the main event. That shit was just so fire, bro.
Yeah. Who's the one that you missed the most?
That just don't wrestle no more.
Either they don't wrestle no more, or they could be passed away.
Yeah. These are some good questions. I don't want to say.
I try.
No, you succeed, bro. This whole experience has been great, man. I
appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you really do your stuff too, man. Like your homework and all of that, man. I
try. We blazed at the bingo hall, baby. We try.
I feel like that. You feel me? But I mean, definitely Eddie. Definitely Eddie is one of them that is. But I don't want to say him twice. But just know that Eddie was. I definitely wish Eddie was still around. It's like, think about all the shit that he could be doing with Dominique right now, and like how they could further that plot and story. That shit would be so crazy. But somebody else, just so it could be somebody else that I wish. I guess I wish Rob Van Dam. I miss seeing, because like I wish he got really his flowers in WWE. Like, yeah, he won the title, but like honestly, he could have won it earlier if Triple H wasn't on that goddamn rampage in 2002. You know what I'm saying? But he was. And then it's like when Rob did win the title, it was like, he had the problem with the he got caught up with the police. And that
threw everything off.
Yeah, and then it's like when they did get him back, I heard that he was having eye problems and shit, like later on in his career. So it's like I kind of wish that I wish he had got like a good long reign with the WWE Championship, because he was so over, and his overness was timeless. Like it lasted. Like everybody loved, even to this point where he's just the feel good guy of wrestling. Like people love Rob Van Dam, bro. Like
everybody always rocks with RVD. I totally agree with that. That whole getting pulled over and stuff derailed him and probably set him back a little bit from what we would have seen. He still had a historic career and still does, but
he could have won it earlier.
I think that he was hitting around recently that he's going to be doing something maybe next year if he's in good enough shape. But he recently just broke both of his heels in a match.
Just the thing about it with, like, because like the thing about it is his moveset is special. It's rare. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is your moveset is the bar is so high on it that, and we've seen so much of it that anything a little bit less than that is going to be like, nah, bro, just stop.
It's almost like you're not embarrassing yourself, but like if you can't give us what you used to, like it's like then just don't.
And we understand. We understand because time beats everybody, and it's like it's more so on the line of safety. Some of the shit you was doing, Rob, is like this superhuman Spider-Man shit. It's like you gotta be on your ones and twos to be able to execute it properly. I just want to make sure you all right, and I know you need your heels to do that shit because goddamn all your moves involve your goddamn legs. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
So we have the one that you would protect with your whole life.
Damn.
We're getting deep.
This is deep, bro.
Getting deep.
I guess I'm about to say Cena, bro. I don't know. I'm a big John Cena fan. Like I grew up in that era, bro, and like I understand like people's gripes with him and shit like that, but maybe Cena, bro. I don't know. It touched on a form of nostalgia. And yeah, I know I hear people saying a bunch, shit like, oh, his gimmick. And I was like, yeah, I get it, bro. Like for sure. But hey, man, I love it, bro. It still brought back just a special time for me, like in my childhood.
Were you happy with the recent heel turn?
I was happy about parts of it. I'm happy about how they revealed it. I'm happy that he got to do it. Some things I would have done differently for sure, but
we should have seen Rock at WrestleMania.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Like I don't even know why.
That's what irks me.
And it irks me now that we still ain't got shit. Like, where the fuck he at? Shit is crazy.
Nothing. And then when he does come back, they'll say, "Oh, that was the plan the whole time." And then we gotta sit there and go,
"Yeah, like
no, it wasn't."
I tell you, I feel like WWE missed the opportunity to really make the fans feel like loved and more appreciated by being like, "No, you guys did that. Y'all saved R-Truth's career." I feel like that would have just made the people even more into like, "Oh yeah, you know." I think they worried that they're about to start asking for shit. They're gonna ask, you know, but
that's what I was thinking. Like, oh, if we tell them that, then they're gonna want to think that
like,
they can have this power all the time.
If that's the case, here are our demands. Flap on that list of paper
and then they'll be held hostage by the crowd.
Yeah, like for sure, I definitely get it, but it's like you could at least be like, you know, just be real with the people. You can still have a heart, like, and when people start asking for outlandish shit, obviously you be like ignore it, like you always do, like you feel me. But I feel like that was a missed opportunity to have some more genuine connection with the audience, and like it just would have made everything else better. I mean, either way, the R-Truth thing is cool. I like it. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen to it.
But it's like, how much longer will it last? You know, it's like he's still 50-something years old. It's like they're going to squeeze what they can out of this. You know what I mean? And you know, maybe something there might be. He might say something like, "Oh, you know, you guys are the ones that were heard and brought me back," or some shit. But they don't want to give the fans that power.
but I would definitely say Cena. He was a guy. I was a big Cena fan. I love John Cena, man. And that's why I'm so happy for him that he's doing so well with the movies and shit, because like wrestling's a hard business, and the reason why a lot of wrestlers be doing it for so long sometimes, and why a lot of them, for most of the reasons, sometimes they might miss the glory or whatever, but also it's just the bread, bro. Like, you feel me?
It's addicting, you know what I mean? The adrenaline, they can't replicate that anywhere else or any type of, performance. I mean, you can get close to it, but at the same time, like, I'm sure you can understand that with performing with music. Like it's you get a high off of it. It's adrenaline. Like you're out there in front of everyone doing your craft and being vulnerable. You know what I mean? Like, so
it's the greatest feeling.
All right. So last question I have for you, which would be the seventh one, is the one that you're rooting for the most.
Yeah. It's a good question. I think guys like Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. I hope, like, Carmelo Hayes is already a afterthought, but like he had a good run up in NXT. But I'm hoping that like he can get back on some sort of track, because I do think there's something there in him. And Trick Williams is doing good in the TNA. I just hope that with the whole TNA NXT thing, I just hope that like they can keep getting him doing like. I just don't want him to. I don't want the flame to run out. I don't want it to burn out. I want it to keep going. I want it to keep being things. So definitely
make it mean something.
Yeah, just keep them like just keep them both interesting, please. Like
I feel like they do that sometimes with the NXT guys. Like before they bring them up, they kind of like almost like blow them up in some way of like, fuck everything you did. Now you come up here and it's like, yeah, you got to rebuild, but like still, like, why don't you have these guys come in hot? You know what I mean? Like Carmelo, I know they were trying to rebuild him recently with Miz and Mello, which I love because Miz can, lift him up. But at the same time, it's like, I don't even know if they're still doing that anymore. So it's like,
we're not really, it's weird. It's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. On paper, I was happy about that because I agree with you, because Miz has a history of like mentoring and doing shit like that. And it's cool. Like he can do that. Plus, even now he's got way more experience now. He's been world champion multiple times. Like, yeah, hell yeah. Like it's believable. It's more viable now that he would be in that role. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not executed. It's not executing.
Well, hopefully they like you said, hopefully they bring Trick up and Mello. They do right by them. I'm big fans of them. Like you said, with the TNA stuff that Trick's doing, that's that's history making. So good on him.
Yeah.
The first one to do that, and with this new partnership, it's more to come, and AAA, I'm sure there's more to come out of that too. So But that was the 7 wrestlers theory on the Blaze the Bingo Hall. Don, please let the people know where they can find you. I know this is your handle for Instagram.
Yes.
I'm not on every social, so maybe Twitter or something might be different. Let the people know where they can find you. You got any events coming up? Let them know.
Yes. So for the good people out there, the Liberator, you can find me on IG at Don Kuzan, Kuzan, and don't put no O on there. You're gonna make me sad. You can find me on Twitter at Ice Climber Kuzan. You can find me on all streaming platforms, whatever you listen to, iTunes, all that shit, Apple Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio at Kuzan Ice. You know what I'm saying? Kuzan. And yeah, man, I got some shows coming up. TSK is performing at the Pocket July 26th. We're opening up for this group called Contra, another rap group. Pull up Pockets in DC. And then August 9th, I'm going to Los Angeles to perform at the Slide Through venue in downtown Los Angeles for B-by-E's Express It Festival 4. And goddamn, boy, it's title Frenzy, and you already know how I like to do shit, so it's going down. We're going stupid, crazy, ballistic. I might bring this. I forgot to bring this chair. I got this chair, this steel chair that I destroyed one time. Being I think I was drunk. I don't even know how I destroyed it. It's got a nice dent in it. I carry it. It's a trusty chair. You know what I'm saying? We're going crazy, man. But yeah, man, get at me on YouTube too at Don Kuzan. Just type that in. And yeah, man, appreciate y'all. Shout out Blaze Bingo. Shout out Younglurch. Shout out everybody.
Yes,
I appreciate this. This is great. This is great, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you for coming by, blazing with your boy. It's been great for me. And like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing where you go and what you do in music. And yeah, man, I'm gonna have to link up with you and put you on with some deathmatch wrestling and a couple bands and stuff like I got for you. But yeah, I appreciate you. Everybody, check out Don. And it's your boy Younglurch, Blaze the Bingo Hall. Like and subscribe. You feel me?